Hey, tell me about this.
Really don't know. It was just kind of I don't know where Colleen found it, but
She
yeah,
found this?
yeah. She had it before we got married, so
That's crazy.
yeah.
Some people are like, yeah, extra hot honey and jalapenos.
And all of it's like
Jeez.
you're like, well, you don't want to taste it. You just want to burn
I don't
your.
know, man. These people are crazy. So why this neighborhood?
Just kind of where we landed when we moved back from Cedar. It was like what we could find. Like it was crazy trying to find a place to live and all that kind of stuff. The right house, and we just kind of stumbled onto our place, and it's nice. It's quiet. It's out of the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't get any traffic. There's not our main street's not a through street, so there's no
True.
there's no traffic unless you're here for a reason.
Yeah, if you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, you don't really. It's off the beaten path, you know. I mean, you've got your pickleball courts here. You've got park and everything there for the kids. You know, when the girls were younger, you know, now they don't take advantage of it. And then you've got this whole
I like stuff like this.
walking path, you know.
If I were a kid, I'd be all in this, huh?
Oh yeah,
We've had these cups for about, I don't know, 10 years, right?
oh yeah, Fat Tuesdays, yeah.
That was when we didn't realize how crappy their liquor was. We won't go there again, man.
Oh, it's just Vegas, you know. You get
I
all the tourist
know.
stuff. You get caught up in it.
It's just all sugar and syrup. And,
Oh yeah,
man. Anyway,
yeah,
so we might be moving.
yeah. Tell me about that.
So we hit this dude up and he's like, yeah, man, come check some stuff out. And it's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
It's a new area over there and
Over the same side of town or different side of town?
more towards here.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
And it's cheaper. I don't know
Oh,
how that's going to happen. So,
well, that's not a bad deal. Not gonna argue with that, right?
no. Just the whole moving process. So, my wife, last night, she already started taking everything out and decluttering and doing all this, right? Because even though it's not going to be till another 2 months, hey, man, you got to start.
You got to start. Yep.
Especially with us. Like, we have 2 new kids and all that
Yep.
stuff, man. It's crazy. Anyway,
It's wild.
so I see this cup, man. We haven't used it in forever, but it's good stuff. She was going to toss it. So it's mine now.
You're like, it's mine now.
Well, I mean, I can use it for nuts, bolts,
Yeah,
coffee.
there you go. Multi-purpose.
Yeah.
It's stainless steel too,
Yeah.
which is better than a reusable plastic plug for
Exactly.
like health-wise. So you
I
can
agree.
use it to drink.
Might be a
stuff
little
out
bit of mold in there, though. I mean, it's all right. This is a nice area.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
It's quiet. That's what I like too. It's nice and quiet.
What's the age bracket over here?
The gamut from old to young. You know, like
Is that a cat? Is that a cat?
Yeah.
That was way down there.
Yeah. And you got a dog up there. Like this house, this two doors down from us, they've got 5 or 6 kids.
That's
This
cool,
one
man.
here, they've got, I think 8, but they're all a little bit older.
Yeah.
So the kids all up and down the street, and then there's older people.
Nice,
Like our
man.
neighbors that just moved out, they moved down here to a single level home because they're getting older and had a basement, so they want something smaller, more contained. So we just got some new neighbors. I haven't had a chance to meet them yet, but
Yeah.
people like I know most of the people on my street. You know, people are friendly, so which is nice.
So did you look at other houses before you chose this one?
Oh yeah, we looked all over the place.
You got a realtor, or you just did it on your own?
I just kind of did it on our own.
Yeah. It's the Mike way.
It's Mike way. I mean, I used to in my previous life was in real estate and mortgage lending, so it's not like
You know what you're doing, huh?
I'm pretty idea what I'm doing.
Is it more beneficial for the buyer to go find the money first and then approach with an offer? Or do you think it's better to work with their lender because you might get more incentives and stuff like that?
You know, it's split. It depends what you're trying to accomplish. So
Right.
there's not, you know, people get hung up on a right or a wrong way.
Mhm.
And I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. I think it's whatever makes the most sense for you. So there's people in the world that aren't even going to talk to a real estate agent until they know what they're approved for, because they don't want to go.
Mm,
It's hard to go out and you see this beautiful home
right,
and it's not even in your price range.
right.
And
Nothing's in
most
my price range nowadays.
St. George is hard right now, and most real estate agents are they're gonna have or want some kind of pre-approval or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
have an idea of what to show you, so they're
yeah.
not showing you the wrong home.
Hmm. I think it's
Most,
right. I think it's fair.
and most of the real estate, I don't know all of them. There's a million real estate agents, but most of
Yeah,
the
there
ones that
are.
I've spoken with here, they're good. They do a good job. Like, they know what they're doing. They know the market pretty well. The market here is just hard because it's not. You look at, a lot of the money comes from outside of St. George,
Right.
and of course you got your business owners that are making money, and but you're just run of the mill punching a clock for someone, and what that wage currently pays, and what the housing market is, that's hard.
Right.
They don't exactly match up right now.
Right.
And then the housing market high and interest rates being higher than they've been in a while, that makes it a little bit more difficult for, the common median income family in St. George. And that's why you had a lot of people that commute for work and stuff like that. But I think prices are kind of settling back down. We're seeing rates come back down. So I think it's becoming more feasible for people, but still
Still, man, I just don't want to be paying.
6 and 7% interest on your money.
Yeah.
And when you purchase a home and you look at that over the amortization of the loan,
Yeah.
30 years, you're paying almost double for that house.
I feel bad for people that are buying houses right now.
Yeah,
I really do, because I know why you're doing it. I get it.
yeah,
You're chasing the dream.
sure.
You feel that if you're not in a home right now, you're wasting money because you're
Yeah.
paying somebody else's mortgage. I get all that. But
There's also a thing that people got to look at right now too, depending where they're at and where they want to live, is the term being house poor, meaning you got to own a house but you can't afford to do anything else.
yeah, and I don't want to do that.
And if you don't want to necessarily do that,
Then you open up credit cards because you're seeing all these offers now because you're a homeowner,
yeah,
and the credit card companies are like, yeah, man, they're going to need money soon.
yeah,
Let's get them.
yeah, it's
I want
definitely
them. I want them.
a vicious cycle,
And you're like, yeah, it's okay. They're giving us a good rate.
Yep,
And they give you more money. You're borrowing more money.
yep. It's all about that delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Everybody has a hard time with.
Yeah.
No.
Is this a house?
So these are all townhomes. So it's one or two, it's two or three. I think it's usually two or three. So this is the villas in the Highlands. So these are all homes. Those are all homes. That's the new area down there. And then
Okay.
these are all townhomes.
Huh.
So you got homes, townhomes, and then at the top of our street, you've got townhomes and you got homes down here. So this is the newest area. This they started building about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and was built out, I think, about a year ago. And then this started about a year and a half ago. When we moved in here, the street dead end there. None of the chapel and stuff wasn't here, and like those homes weren't there, and none of this was here. So this has all been since we've been here, but we've been here 8 years now in August.
8 years.
Yeah.
Oh, so you came at a good time.
Yeah.
I love carports. That's my thing. I love carports.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But yeah, these are all 2 and 3 unit townhomes.
All the fancy ones, huh?
Yeah. So I think you got each balcony's a separate unit.
Yeah, I got to cover my balcony walls.
Yeah.
Like I do that with mine.
Yeah.
Buy them online. It's just like a tarp.
Yep.
It's like holes in it, you know.
Yep.
Just a little more privacy.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And you seen those dudes building brick walls like fast, super, super, super fast?
Yep. It's wild.
Other countries, of course.
And then these, it's crazy how fast these houses go up.
Oh yeah.
That one right now that they're putting the trusses on, end of next week, will all be stuccoed out. And
They'll be moved
everything.
in.
Yeah. It's wild.
That's cool, man. No delay. They want their money. Everybody wants their money.
Everybody wants their money.
Want their home, they want their money.
Yep. Like our neighbors that our next door neighbors, that they moved down here. This is where they moved.
Oh, cool.
So
The older ones.
Yep. They were cool. He'd always help, like when they're out of town, he'd have me watch their house and vice versa if we're getting
Yeah.
packages or things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be like that.
Yep. And then our neighbors across the street are the same way. So no, it's a great neighborhood. We like it.
Yeah.
People don't move, you know, there's not a lot of houses for sale, you know.
And that's another thing. I'm starting to see a lot more people around my current area, which is cool.
Oh, they've
Oh,
completed
look at
this.
that.
So it used to just round up and you had to go up the hill.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Now you can go down there. Let's check the, I haven't even been out this way.
Yeah,
Let's go
man.
check it out.
Heck yeah. So you thinking about 2 years it'll be safe to start buying? A year?
Yeah, a year. It'd just be interesting to watch over the next 6 months, just kind of see what markets do and different things like that.
Yeah.
You know, seeing if our lending rates go down, you know, they've already started to go down.
Yeah, I
but,
saw it a bit.
you know, if we can get back down to that 4 and 5, you know.
Threes?
Threes, yeah. So, well, when I started in that industry, if you could get somebody at 7.5, you walked on water, you know.
Yeah.
And then we got down to 2s, which is really unheard of. You know, I think a more realistic, sustainable rate probably in that 4 and 5 range.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to see it get back down to 2s. I just don't know if it would or will. And maybe it will.
Never know.
Never know.
Especially in that world.
Yep.
So how does that work? So when the banks...
So just when everything's based on the federal government rate, the Fed rate. So as that climbs, the rates climb. As that drops, the rates drop. The trade-off, though, is right now, because that rate's high for borrowing money, your saving rates are higher. So you look at right now, like your savings account rates or annuity rates, like all those types of rates for the bank, because they're gaining more interest, they're able to pay you more interest on the money that they're using in your savings or your CDs or, you know, your different tools like that. So right now those rates are better, but your lending rates are higher. Well, when your lending rates grow up to 2%, the 1% you're getting at your bank, you know, for your savings rate on the money you had in your savings account now drops to like 25 basis points. So it's a trade-off, you know.
Right. So now's the time to save, don't spend,
Yep.
or don't buy.
Or don't buy, yeah. You know, and I think with, you know, cost of everything going up and stuff like that, you know, I think a lot of people have been waiting for a crash like we saw in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'll see a crash like that. You may see a little bit of a market reset, because real estate always resets. It goes up and down. But people are thinking, you know, the house that they feel is overpriced at $400,000, you know, well, if I wait, it's going to go back to $200,000. It's not ever going back there.
Right.
You know, I mean, the new, you know, it's pushed it up, you know, and that's kind of where it's going to stay a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So you may see some reset, but I don't know if we'll see a catastrophic something or other. You know what I mean?
And that's not good.
Without something else really bad going on, which we don't want to see. So
yeah, we don't want that. Even though, you know, someone like you and I can definitely corner the market if you have a little bit of savings.
Right.
It's just not good for the economy.
No.
It's not worth what you and I would benefit from.
No. So if we can kind of keep it even, kill a little
Yeah,
bit.
even, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even even then. You know, we would go back to our conversation earlier where, you know, trying to afford a house in St. George, depending on income, is not easy right now.
I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We can do it. We can do it
Sure.
right now.
Yeah, but
I just don't want to.
don't want to.
This is nice, man.
So
This is all right.
didn't realize they're coming clear back here and stuff too.
Look at that. What do you think, houses?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Probably an extension. And I think Ivory Home still owns all of this, all the way down to like the BLM, whatever.
Yep.
But I didn't realize they'd cut a road back here already.
So the Virgin River is over here.
Yeah, it's over on that side of the
On that
freeway.
side?
Yep. So it's across the freeway. So you got Bloomington and Sun River all down there.
Yeah. Look at that new house.
Yeah.
Is that dude in the sky?
But dude.
Get there straight.
Oh, right there,
Somebody flying.
yeah. Yeah. One of those, what do they call them? Got the fan on the back of them.
Right.
Not a is it a paraglider?
I don't know, but I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
He was going in circles.
He was, yeah. They have a backpack that has like a propeller on the back.
No,
and
I'm good.
Yeah.
Would you do that? I was like, Mike,
Maybe.
guess what I have going on this Saturday?
For a strap a propeller in the back and we're going flying.
Would you?
I don't know. I'd have to check it out.
This part of your life right now, where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I've jumped out of airplanes, so I guess that's probably not a far stretch
You've
for me
done
to do.
that?
Huh? Parachute? Uh-huh. Yep.
Do you think about, like, as you're doing it or as you're on the plane, do you think, oh, shoot, what if this doesn't work out right?
No.
You try not to,
You
right?
try not to. But the funny part about it is, like, when you go in and you sign the waivers and stuff, they have you watch this, like,
safety video
where it tells you, like,
good luck.
1,000,000 times you're going to die or you can die. You know, so it's not like you don't not think about it for lack of them trying. But
I'd walk out right then and there. You know what? You're right, guys.
yeah, I mean, it definitely is a risk, but
I just can't take that risk, man.
the thing, well, yeah, and once I had children, I stopped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, now they're a little older. I might do it again.
Start off easy, like biking again. Or,
yeah. Or rocking the shoe. But the thing that I liked about it is, like, so you go cliff diving or you do a bungee jump, you know, or even roller coasters, that initial drop, right? You have that stomach goes up in your throat feeling, right? Which I figured the whole time you jump out of an airplane, you'd have that same feeling, right?
Right.
Nope. Not at all. You're too high up. This is my own opinion. I don't know what the science behind it is, but it's too far up that your body doesn't put together that you're falling the same way. So what it feels like is that you're just cruising down the highway with on a motorcycle at 100 miles an hour, or car with the windows down, hair blowing.
Really?
But your stomach, that sick feeling you get, or that anxious feeling you get on like a roller coaster or like cliff jumping or something like that, not at all. Not even when your chute comes out. It's wild.
What if it doesn't come out?
Then you have a backup chute.
You're gonna be feeling some kind of way after that.
Yeah, so you always have a backup chute, and you pull that. It's a smaller chute, so you do hit the ground pretty hard.
That's crazy. I just can't. I can't do it. Anything.
Well, the first time you do it, you go tandem, so there's a guy strapped to your back, so you stand up to look out, and you can't go backwards because he just falls out, and there's no way you're stopping him, so you're out no matter what. But no, it's exactly, you know, it's like, the only thing I can compare it to is like the freedom you feel on a motorcycle. It's funny, my wife knows a couple of our older kids' friends, or one of them. He's jumps all the time, avid jumper, and chute hasn't opened twice. Bounced off the ground twice and still is alive. And still does it. Full body cast, I'm telling you. Soon as well again, jumps again. So, you know, and different strokes for different folks, I guess. I don't. But jumping out of the airplane is something that I would do again. Maybe I'll do it next year when I turn 50.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
But my older sister did it. I feel like it was for her 60th, maybe.
No way.
Yeah, loved it. So, you know,
Crazy.
it just depends what excites you, right? What kind of adrenaline you like.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a car guy,
it's true.
so your adrenaline's probably speed in the right kind of car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I know mine is.
Adrenaline. What do I do? I mean, like, I don't even drive fast, man.
You don't have to drive fast all the
What do I
time.
do? What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do for fun?
Well, I know what I do for fun, but like adrenaline, like
And maybe you're not an adrenaline
I'm
junkie.
just, you know, my whole life has been adrenaline.
There you go.
So now I just don't. I just don't do that.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I don't do, I'm not
I'm trying to think
The
of
same.
what I do.
adrenaline junkie that I was at 20. I'm not that young anymore.
Yeah. You know what I like? I like the beginning of a fight.
Okay, before
Like,
it
you know that
starts.
rush before it starts?
Okay. Before all the pain ensues.
Man, that is where it's at. Hold on, man. I don't want you to get hurt.
You're fine.
Even on video,
Right?
you know, you watch those bar fights or
Yeah.
stuff like that. Man, the rush is just so intense.
Here's some adrenaline you don't think about. As your boys get older and you get that call that something's happened, because inevitably will. It doesn't have to be catastrophic, It could be as simple as an incident in a school. They're in a minor fender bender, when they're of
Yeah.
age and stuff like that. That will cause you to
Yeah.
move mountains and stuff like that.
My daughter sent me a picture of her finger. It was completely just going the other direction,
Okay.
She's one of those, she's like a cheerleader.
Uh-huh.
She tumbles.
Yeah. So
She
she
does all that stuff.
caught a finger on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, she's back at it.
Oh, of course. Why not?
That's crazy. You just get to a certain age where nothing is worth it.
Right.
Nothing.
Nope. Just slow down a little bit.
I'm even hesitant to travel now.
How come?
People are weird.
People are weird, but
I know, Mike. You just gotta know people.
yeah,
I'm not gonna go to another country and just walk around
sure.
because I know the way it is, man.
Yeah.
I was watching a video a couple days ago. No, yesterday. And this lady runs up to a cop in Hollywood and says, some guy just stabbed my friend. We're from out of town. We're tourists or whatever. And that just happened. Then cops go after the guy. They find him. And they kill him.
Oh,
But it's not the point. You
Right.
just got stabbed on something you probably saved for 2 years to do.
right.
Travel and stuff like that. Like, if I'm going to travel, I want to know people.
Right. Here's my question, though. You can turn on the news anytime you want, right?
Right.
Or they have this thing called the internet where you can search where you want to travel, right? right now, with the chaos that's going on in Southern California, why would you travel there?
Right.
You know, there's a million other places you can go
Yeah.
that are perfectly safe right now.
Yep.
So go there.
Yep.
You know, it's like,
Copenhagen,
yeah, super safe.
Denmark,
Yeah.
Japan, right?
Japan is, Amsterdam is, a lot of places in Europe are, but all the places that people think they need to go, like, well,
South Central.
yeah, I need to visit LA. It's like saying I need to visit London.
I got to visit where they film Boys in the Hood.
Exactly. Why would you do that?
I hear you.
You know, they're just, I don't know, when you like, I love to travel. Like, I won't stop traveling, but I'm going to do my research.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that where I'm going,
And I
I
want to
understand
travel
what's there.
too. I do want to travel. I do. Just want to know people.
Yeah. I mean, we're leaving end of next month to Cancun with my daughter for her senior trip.
That's crazy.
We're going with,
She's a senior.
we're going, I mean, there's, I think, 18 kids going and 10 adults, you know.
That's fun. Yeah, so you're going with a crew.
Yeah.
That's the way I gotta go.
And we're going to an all-inclusive, so you don't have to leave the resort.
Yeah.
You know, so
You gotta go with a gang, you know?
you pick and choose how to travel and how to travel safely.
Right. Yeah, that's the way you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Cancun, man. Whew. Just make sure you get premium liquor.
Okay.
Don't get the
cheap stuff.
Yeah, don't get the well stuff. And don't consume any ice.
Right.
Water bottles only.
Water bottles only.
It's a nice area.
Yeah.
So the place is nice, man. It's all little townhomes.
Where you're moving to?
I think so.
Good for you, man.
I think so.
That's awesome.
They have a bunch of little things like this and trails and hikes and stuff like that. It's next to that big temple.
Oh, okay. Out in Washington.
Mhm.
Nice.
Moving on up.
We got a shingle that needs to be fixed up there.
See, that guy has stairs.
Huh? That's back at my house.
Oh, shut up. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So we got the patio covered with that for the dog, so he's not out
No
there.
way. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The covering.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's just so that he's not up there barking that everybody walks past, you know?
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So most of everything in this row has at least has a basement. Some
That's
have
so funny. I like that house out of all of them. I was like, dang, that has more. Is it more square footage?
so that yeah, that's
It
one of
just
the
looks big.
yeah. I mean, 'cause you got the 3 levels here, where you got 2 here,
Hmm.
but their basement's good size down here. You know, there's 2.
Hmm.
That one has the same square footage as us, or within the same realm.
Right.
So
That's cool.
my friend Chris lives there. Our friends Bonnie and Roger live there. The Springers live there. I mean,
Bonnie and Roger and
Yeah.
the Springers. That's cool, man.
yep. So
It's a good band name.
yeah,
Bonnie, Roger, and the Springers.
yep. So, but yeah, he's got the covered down here,
Oh,
stairs down around, little fire pit and little spot back up there.
That's right, man. You ever been to Spain?
I have not been to Spain. I would like to go to Spain.
What are they known for over there? Coffee? No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coffee, culture. They've got some really cool beaches. It's kind of where people travel. It's kind of like the California or the Florida, like the beaches of Europe, because it's south enough that it's actually warm.
This place has like soft water. whatever it's called, you know, the treatment.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the process is,
Yeah. Soft water, reverse osmosis.
which is pretty cool,
Yeah.
especially for the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
We're still going to use our filters and stuff like that, but
Oh, yeah.
what about Paris?
Been to Paris, yep.
Is it cool?
One time. Like, it was cool to see all the historical buildings. It was dirtier than I thought it would be.
Did you spend the time and look around, walk?
Yeah. To the Eiffel Tower, you
No
know.
way.
Saw the big arch. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. Like when I went,
Eiffel Tower?
well, I went to the Eiffel Tower, but there's this huge arch that's in all the movies with the big roundabout.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. It's like, it was fun to see a bunch of historical spots and kind of see what the city's known for. But when I went there, we saw London, Paris, Amsterdam, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dublin, and Belfast. So we were in Northern Ireland, Scotland, France, England, and Amsterdam.
My music does well in Belfast.
Oh, nice.
I get
Yeah,
the
that's
stats.
my daughter lives outside of Belfast.
Oh, okay.
So,
Send her a link, man. It might be.
all right, I will.
That's the same stuff you have on your back, right?
Yep. Just forgot the idea.
Oh, cool.
My buddy Max made that.
Max?
Yep.
Have I met him?
You have. He come into the hive.
Oh, okay.
And this was
Look at that, huh?
number 2. This is the second one he ever made.
What?
And then he's done a couple of other things. Just showcase him real quick. He'll
Yeah.
love that. Give him a little plug. This cutting board we use and stand, he made.
No way.
Some beautiful cutting board, different woods pieced together. Little stoppers on there in the back.
Used to be a fireman?
Used to be a fireman, yep.
Heck yeah, man.
And then I'll get you one other piece he did for me. And then, like I said, I'm a Knights fan,
Oh, that's cool,
so he
man.
made that for me.
It's a good dude, man.
Yeah. And just like that other one, this one was numbers all of his flags. This looks like it was number 240. So, and he made this 4 or 5 years ago now.
10, 15 years, daughter could look at it like, wow, what was my dad doing?
Yeah,
Like, why was he doing that? You never know.
you never know.
We know.
We know.
You a
Yeah,
basketball guy?
I'm not.
Baseball?
Played when I was younger. No, I'm the 2 sports I follow are hockey and F1 racing. So those are my
Love it.
passions. So
Same.
the only
Monster
reason
trucks.
monster trucks are cool. Yep.
Love monster trucks, man.
But I like the hockey is more just because the Golden Knights, that's home for me, and
Yeah.
Vegas has always been, we can't have professional sports, gambling, all that kind of stuff, and I mean, I know the Aces, the WNBA team was there before the Knights were, but they weren't as big a hit as when the Knights came in. So, but yeah, weren't a team like the Raiders that came from somewhere else. They were born in Vegas, so hockey's fun. Like the initial purchase price on our home was like $200, I think. Wow. But that was 13 years ago.
Such a good time.
And that's not when we bought it. But we didn't pay what it's worth now. It's a whole different price.
Right.
So it just depends when you came in,
Right.
These houses started when they first started back in the day. They're probably 100, 100 and a half, maybe 200 on the bigger models. And then up here you got some larger homes that are more like custom homes that were more money. But,
right. It was nice.
Yeah.
Do you walk this trail?
No, not very often.
I like it.
I ride it on our e-scooters, my daughters, but.
Oh, you got some of those?
Uh-huh.
Hey, man, I'm so down if you want to do that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try one.
Okay. Yeah.
At first, it was nerdy, right? Like early.
Early, yeah.
early 2005.
Yeah.
A little nerdy.
Yeah.
Because people were. It was different.
It was different.
It was different.
Now everybody has them. Like
Now,
most,
and I want one, dude.
Yeah.
But I want one of those bikes.
oh, the e-bikes. Yeah.
Those are cool, man.
Yeah.
Cruising.
Yep.
Don't have to do anything.
Nope.
Come on.
Yep. And they're fast. It's funny. My oldest son, stepson, he has a electric scooter,
Yeah.
kind of like ours, but his is like, I got off-road tires and stuff on
Oh.
it. And I think it will go like 70 miles an hour. It gets stupid fast. Like ours gets to about 18 to 22.
No way.
Yeah.
You can walk this?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and that just takes you up to the neighborhood up on the hill.
Huh.
So that they can come down to the park or whatnot. So, yeah.
I like
the
that.
stairs.
That's cool.
If I was training for a run, then
Yeah.
I'd run this trail, then I'd run those stairs. But
Have you walked those new stairs?
I haven't. I hear everybody talk about
That's
them.
cool, man.
But I haven't yet. I need to get over there and do it.
Yeah, my friend Mark and I
My daughters have.
walked it.
What'd you think? It's like 300 something steps.
Pretty cool, man. I like it. Good view, good
Nice.
vibe. Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
We went, I'm sure, prime time. So there was about, I don't know, 15 people there, which is
Oh, wow. Okay.
not a lot,
Right.
but it's a lot for St. George, you know?
Yeah, sure.
I heard somebody say, God, it's really busy here. It was like 15 people.
That's not busy, especially on a
No,
staircase that big.
no.
I mean, if there's 10 steps, then sure.
Yeah. 10 steps.
It's like, that just cracks me up here. People are like, oh, it's busy here. It's crowded here.
No, it's
I'm
not.
like, have you not lived in like
No,
a big
it's
city?
not.
Like a real city? This isn't a city. This is a town.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can hike to that?
Yeah. On a hike up there?
Yeah, man.
How cool is that, huh?
Yeah, this is nice. What's this pole for?
I wonder if it had a light on it one time. Or they had planned to make a light on it. You had a trail up there to the houses.
Not bad.
Yeah.
My wife and I were hiking this new trail over there in Washington.
Uh-huh.
We were with the kids. I see my wife running with a pole. She's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. She took one of those, you know those green poles you
Oh, yeah.
make fences with? But it wasn't part of the community. It was like on the side of the road, so somebody dropped it.
Oh, that's funny.
And she knows I'm looking for some because I want to fence off our land soon.
Right.
And I'm gonna need a lot of those because that's
Yeah, you're gonna need
it's a lot of acreage, you know?
Yeah. How many acres do you have in
Just
total?
5.
That's still a good amount.
Yeah. So that's my wife. Well, I love her.
That's awesome.
I mean, if you could, if you can get something like that, why not?
Exactly.
I honestly, it doesn't belong to. I'm sure it belonged to someone, but flew off their truck.
Yeah, they weren't coming back for
They're
it.
not coming back for it.
Nope.
Nevada's that way.
Yep. So, I mean, technically that hill right there is Arizona. Well, I guess that one's still Utah for a little bit further. The one over here is, oh, there's the beginning of the gorge. So you're
That's
Arizona right
cool,
there.
Man. So you live right here,
Yeah, like
right before it.
right before it.
How's the cell service around here?
Great.
Huh.
Don't have any
'Cause
issues.
once you hit that gorge, forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
Ah, so you came here at this area at such a good time.
Yeah.
Man, that's such a good thing.
Just right before it got crazy.
That's insane. That's a smart way to do it, man.
Yeah,
And we have to cash out. You're coming out fat.
right. As long as you don't dump it back into something that's overpriced. So at sixes, you know.
You should do at least half.
Yeah.
So if you come out with $1 million,
Yeah.
get something for 500,000, you live off that,
Yeah.
you're set.
Yep.
Some people are goofy, man. Like, oh man, we got $1 million. Let's get $1 million.
Yeah.
What?
Or two, and they put $1 million
Or
down.
two.
People are
Your
wild.
payments are still 50,000 a month.
Yeah.
People have an option
Mm-hmm.
to do a 30-year
A 30-year
fixed
fixed. Yep.
or a 15-year fixed.
Correct.
Okay.
And either one of them will work. All you do is you split your payment in half. I mean, you still have to make your whole payment each month, but you pay. You know, let's say your payment's $1,200. You pay 600. You know, by the pay it on the 5th and the 20th. Let's say 600 on the 5th, 600 on the 20th. So you paid your $1,200 mortgage, right? And the allotted time. But what happens is the interest is now calculated because you made a payment. You've pulled some of that interest and some of that principal away. The interest is now calculated on 15 days, not 30 days. So you essentially are paying less interest. So just by doing that, you didn't pay more, you didn't pay extra. All you did was change it so that the calculation of interest was shorter. And then basically what happens is because you're paying your interest down quicker, you're taking that about 8 years off your loan.
Banks hate that.
I don't think they really care. Because nobody care. Most people don't carry that mortgage for 30 years anyway. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Very few people do that. They're in a house for 5 to 10 years and they're starting another 30-year mortgage again. So, you know, if you're holding on to it and doing it that way, you're making money. You want to walk back down that way or back down
Heck yeah.
just walk that way and then we
And
can
go around.
So, you
So it
know,
doesn't really matter.
some banks will let you do it, some won't. It just depends.
Yeah.
You know, but if you have plan on staying in the house for 30 years, it's definitely something to look into.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Huh. Tips from Mike. Speaking of that, I got to give you that paperwork for that thing.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane. 200 grand for this?
Back in the day, yeah. But I mean, that's
I mean,
15
geez, this
years
is,
ago
this
now.
is,
That's when your price per square foot was under $100 a square foot. Building materials were less, wood was less, sheetrock was less, wire was less, everything was less money. It cost you less to build, you know.
Mhm.
Feel like what's got to get back there? Well, the cost of goods aren't going to magically go down. You know, the interest rate might go down, but the price of wood's not going to go down. The price of, sheetrock's not going to go down. It may reset a little bit, but
but if it's made in America and then America lowers their prices,
then yeah, we'll see some of that come
then
back.
we'll see some of that come back.
Exactly.
Huh.
That is
Because right
correct.
now, even if it's made in America, it's still a little expensive.
Correct.
I'm okay with it. I try to buy as much of, American as possible, but
Right.
you're still paying an extra 13, 14 bucks
Mm-hmm.
for a tarp.
Yeah.
Fine.
So
Just
as all
saying.
that comes down, but it's like, oh, well, prices need to go back down to that. Well, they're never going to.
Mm.
It's like wishing, like my grandmother lived in the same house. She's lived in the same house for, let's see, she got married at, she's 95, so she's probably lived in her house for 80 years.
God, what did she pay for her house?
When they bought the house, they paid $2,300 for it. The most expensive loan she ever had on that house, I think she refinanced it. They added a bathroom. And I think they did a refinance and took money out to the tune of like $5,000 or $6,000. And she's 95 years old, still lives in that house. That house in downtown Henderson is worth probably, she's on an acre of land, is probably worth $300,000 or $400,000. And so, yeah, I'd like to pick up a house like that for $2,300.
Yeah,
You can't even buy a good used car for that,
maybe.
So,
And it's not going to have air conditioning.
no. So it's just, it's all relative,
That's crazy.
Median home price for a home anymore is $450. 15 years ago, it was 250. 30 years ago, it was 150 or 50. You know what I mean? Just what it is.
And that's why you chose insurance.
Yeah. Or insurance, investments, that kind of stuff. You gotta help people save, you know. People have a thought, you know, and then life gets in the way. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
It's nice, man.
tell everyone you and I have to have a conversation with you when you don't need me, because when you need me, it's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
And
It must be very difficult to talk to the living about death.
sure.
You know, you're talking to someone who doesn't want to talk about that. No one wants to talk about
Nobody
it.
wants to talk about that. And if somebody hasn't lost somebody, like if both parents are alive and they really haven't lost anyone, they don't have any first-hand experience, you know, with that. So that's even a harder conversation,
Yeah.
you know. And so really, and you know, of course, life insurance is for the what ifs and take care of the family if something happens to them. But it's also a investment tool. Should be part of your investment portfolio with your 401k, your Roth IRA, your IRA, your stock trading. It all goes together.
Yeah, I really appreciate you getting involved with all that stuff with me.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
I wouldn't have. Just can't trust people nowadays. You know, everything's a pyramid scheme. Everything's a plan. Everything. Something always gets shot up to the higher ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All kinds of, you know, weird things like that.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, everybody gets paid. I get it, but
Well, you want to, especially when it comes to money, you want to make sure your money's going somewhere that it's going to be there when you need it. And so, you know, part of the reason why my brother, my dad, you know, we've all aligned ourselves with a company that we aligned ourselves with, is because, you know, they're celebrating their 180th birthday this year. So they've been around.
yeah.
They've been through the Great Depression. They've been through the wars. They've been through pandemics. They've taken care of their retirement plans they have, you know, for people with taking care of people's money. They've taken care of insurance claims, whether it be life claims, disability claims, long-term care claims. They have a proven track record, you know, and, you know, collectively, you know, they're 74 on the Forbes top 100. So they're,
You know what they're doing a little bit?
you know what they're doing. They've been around. When you've been in business for 13 years before the Civil War, you might know a thing or two.
Yeah, kind of a rough time
Yeah.
to start a business.
You survived the Black Tuesday, the market crash of 1929, you know, where the country went into a Great Depression and they paid all their claims and didn't file for bankruptcy.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? They just got come stronger, you know, and fast forward to that, from that to this next year, you know, they're a mutual company, so the policyholders own them, not stockholders. There's no stockholders, not publicly traded. So policyholders like yourself own part of the company.
Yeah.
And so how that works is after they've paid for everything, whatever surplus the company has goes back to the policyholders. So last year they paid, so 2023, they paid $2 billion back to the policyholders. 2024, we just got that report back, $2.5 billion. So every year they're making more money for you as the policyholder.